Well, hello everybody, and welcome to A Wild Vision. And tonight sees the culmination of a year's hard work for WildArt Photographer of the Year, where we're going to announce the winners. So grab yourself a drink, pull up a comfy chair, make yourself comfortable, and sit back and enjoy an evening of great photography when we announce the winners, which will be right after this. Hello.
Hello.
How are you both doing?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Rob.
Good, good. As everybody can see, I've got David Tippling and Victoria Hillman with me, who are hopefully Vic will hang around for most of the show, but I know David will be, and we may well have one or two other judges popping in, hopefully as the evening wears on. But we'll see. I hope you've got drinks lined up, by the way. Cheers. Well, what an amazing year it's been. I mean, I would have thought, actually, when all this started, that we would have done so well with 10,500 images from nearly 700 photographers, and I think it was 47 countries in the end were represented. And the standard was incredible. It really was. I think people have seen that when we've been going through all the sort of category winners as we've been going through the year. We had a tough discussion, didn't we, the other day?
I think the whole year has amazed me really for the quality of the entries, and the varied subjects that we've looked at, and very difficult to choose a winner in the end.
Yeah,
I think it has it's been incredibly inspirational, just seeing how people have really embraced the competition and the different ideas as well. And I guess we've seen so many different styles of photography and so many different subjects as well. It's been absolutely amazing.
Yeah, no, I mean the variety has been amazing. We've got somebody else just turned up. We've got another of our judges. Should we let her in and have a quick chat? I see her smiling. Hi, Gail.
Hi, what happens if you say no? I leave?
I just kicked you out.
Hi, David. Hi, Victoria.
Hi, Gail.
I hope you've got a drink lined up, Gail.
It's only 3:00 in the afternoon, but I just made mincemeat tart. I just made my mincemeat tarts. I'm going to have a mincemeat tart while we chat.
Absolutely. Anyway, Merry Christmas, everybody, as well.
Merry Christmas.
By the way. I know it perhaps isn't going to be the Christmas we'd all hope for with yet another variant doing the rounds. But anyway, it's Merry Christmas. By the way, I did mean to say that if anybody wants to make a comment as we go throughout the evening or share your favourites or whatever, then do put it in the chat, and I'll come and say hello, and I'll do my best to mention people as those comments come in. So. Gail, we were just talking about the standard of entries into the competition this year. I mean, you started with wet, and I think you and I were both nervous, weren't we, about that sort of first category? What are we going to get? What's the standard going to be like? And then, we were amazed.
It was very impressive. Like, I was impressed. I found myself wishing that I was half as good a photographer as some of the pictures I was seeing.
Well, that's half the problem, isn't it? You look at the standard and you think, oh crikey, I've got to keep up with this. As a photographer myself, it's that can get a little disheartening, can't it, when you see the standard of everything. But
I chose to be inspired and not get discouraged.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's the right attitude to have.
I actually went out and bought a proper macro lens after that, because I decided if I wanted to try these things, I needed the gear.
You as well. Fantastic. Because I think Josh has been getting to grips with his macro lens as well.
And when I was on that Costa Rica trip, we did a lot of macro work with frogs and stuff, and I learned a lot. And we were given a really neat diffuser. I had one that you just put over the flash, but this is like, it's a square that folds down, just like an origami
Yeah,
thing.
I've seen them. Yeah.
Anyway, it was great. So that's really cut down on the highlight. Anyway, I'm learning.
Yeah, fantastic. So you've just come back from Costa Rica, haven't you?
Last week.
Yeah. I saw your Quetzal image. Yeah. Not jealous in the slightest.
Well, 2 years ago we had full 8-hour day for the Quetzal to come in, and the nun came in, and then the next day we had 4 hours before the bus picked us up to go to the airport to leave. So my friend and I decided we were going to try one last time, and they were picking us up at 11:15. And at 10:18, the mail finally showed up. So and he only stayed for about 2 minutes, but 14 hours.
That's all you need.
Yeah. But then this time we went to the same place, and 3 minutes I was there, and 2 mails came in at the same time. So then it was like, who do you shoot?
Yeah.
So it's amazing how things.
You ended up being spoilt for choice.
That's right. The second time around we did, yeah.
Good stuff. Well, I tell you what, should we? The way we're going to do this is I thought we'd start with our young winner, and then move on to do best portfolio, and then end with our overall Wild Art Photographer of the Year winner. So why don't I share a screen with everybody, and we'll just have a look at our 10 category winners from the young, from the young awards, and just have a quick look through those, and then we'll announce who's won. So if I share a screen, I might have to sort of juggle things around a little bit, but let me just share a screen with everybody. If I do that, okay. So there we are, and we're all still down the side there, so that's really good. So you'll remember, I'm sure, that there was a certain young man from Hungary who did rather well in the first in the first 4 categories. Tomasz, what a talent that young man is! I mean, should we bring these up bigger for everybody, and sort of just have a quick flick through them? So this was his entry into wet, and of course you'll remember that one, Gail.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just an amazing standard of photography. Space, and these are all sort of very, very different styles as well, which I think is a testament to this young man's skill. Eyes, so talking about macro work, and of course you'll remember that, Vic, as well.
Yeah.
Connection. So the sort of different sort of genres of photography that he's going through, and the different sort of skills that he's got. I mean, he's been winning awards all over the place, hasn't he, this young man? Very, very impressive. But then we had some entries from another young man in New Zealand who did rather well as well. This was the first one of his, which won our light category. So D'Artagnan Spragnell from New Zealand. What a fantastic picture that is! And
just explain what I was going to say. Just explain what that is, Rob.
Yeah, so that's glowworms. It's a fungus gnat or something. I think they're the larvae of a fungus gnat, and they're on the roof of a cave in New Zealand. And talking to him when we talked to him during the awards presentation we did for Light. He basically was saying he couldn't see a thing. I mean, it's pitch black, so you're sort of almost pointing and shooting and hoping for the best. And this was something like if my memory serves, something like 8-minute exposure or something. It was incredible. But what an amazing picture that is. So then he won the next round with abstracts, Vic, which you picked this image out from abstracts. And what sort of stood out to you?
I think it's just. It's something that is, I think if I remember right, it's taken close to home or in his back garden. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's something that's quite simple, but just produces this beautiful abstract image.
Yeah. I
Just
think it's
really,
New
really
Zealand,
stunning.
New Zealand flax or something. I think this is. Yeah. So that was abstracts. Then David, we move on to monochrome, and Tom Ash comes back with a roar, doesn't he? With this.
He does. A lot of discussion about this. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
love
did.
that picture. I absolutely love that one.
Well, what's
Yeah,
not
it's a
to
great
love?
picture.
It's, you know, it's fantastic. I mean, it's great in color because I've seen the color version as well, but it's even better in monochrome. And this was the point you made throughout the whole category, David, wasn't it? That, you know, monochrome was about, monochrome adding something to a picture rather than taking something away. And this is a great example of that, I think, when you compare the two.
Yeah, the picture's got to be good in color to start with. You know, yeah. You don't. I don't think you get a good black and white from a poor color image. It's
Absolutely not.
It's got to be a strong image to start with.
Yeah. So he comes roaring back with that, and then we get another new winner. So Luca Lorenz from Germany with Backyard comes in with this, which just bowled people over as well. I mean, the color and I've seen the raw file; it's virtually the same. I mean, it's just incredible. He must have had an amazing experience when he took this image, I'm sure. But and this was the result of a lot of hard work and homework, and I think that's a theme which is sort of running through. All of the sort of images that have done really well, and people work really, really hard for them. And this certainly wasn't an easy picture to get. So yeah, what an amazing image. And then we had Eli Porat from Israel, if you remember, with Motion, with this lovely great white egret or great egret, depending on what you want to call it. And the textures in that were just, that sort of background texture, I think just makes this image. It's beautiful. It's a really skillful use of slow shutter speeds. So, I mean, the standard is just incredible. So, and then the final category, again, D'Artagnan comes in with another one, with this close-up feather detail, which, again, it's just great vision, from these young people. It's just an incredible image. So those are our 10 images. So I'm going to go back to the screen, and I'm going to announce in a minute when I get my banner ready. And the young WildArt Young Photographer of the Year is D'Artagnan. So I'm going to bring D'Artagnan on. Well done to him. This is an amazing image, but let's let him in. So round of applause for D'Artagnan.
Yeah, well done, D'Artagnan.
Let's let him in to the meeting. And actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to try and do. Let's get rid of that banner because we're not going to be able to see him if I don't. And I'm going to try and change this around. So there we are. Let's see if I can get D'Artagnan up with his picture. That's probably the best way. D'Artagnan, many congratulations on
Thank you so much.
What is a stunning image, which I think all the judges agreed, if this was in the adult category, you'd have done pretty well with this as well, I reckon, because it's just an amazing image. So many congratulations. Tell people the story behind this picture. I know we talked about it when you came on, when you won the category, but there are probably a few people that didn't see that. So give everybody the background to this picture.
So I was thinking of ways like, how can I take an amazing shot of something? It's like something that's really amazing. And I saw a photo somewhere on the website, like glowworms. I'm like, wow, they're really cool. I would love to take a photo of them somehow. So I did a lot of research, looked up a lot of things, and found Waipu Caves in Northland, which is a couple of hours north from where I live. And it's a public cave, so you can go on there anytime you like, because most caves with glowworms are private, so you have to pay. You can go on tours and stuff, and they don't necessarily let you take photos. because they think you're going to use flash, and flash can actually harm them because it's so dark, and then they get such a shock, I think, from the light. So this was, taken Waipa Cave. So we drove up there, went in. It's really dark. So you've got to walk about 100 meters in, and there's a little stream that runs through the cave. You cross over the stream. There's sometimes some eels in the stream as well.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
And then they're kind of spotted over the ceiling. They're really the only light you can see. And then when you get further enough in, there's like a big cluster all over the ceiling. It's like, I don't know if you know. And then, so put the tripod down, put the camera on, and basically just kind of pointed it somewhere. Because you can't really see.
You're too humble with this. Really, it's really. I think it was a bit more than just a point it and let's hope.
And then I don't know if you remember, but I didn't exactly precisely answer your question when I came on as a category winner for this of how did I focus. I've thought about it now, and I've figured out a way to explain it to you. Like when you take a photo of a bird or something, and there's like bokeh behind it and all those balls of light. Yeah. It's sort of like that when you point it up to the ceiling of the cave. So you will see all these little bokeh balls, and then you twist the focus ring on the lens until the bokeh balls are as small as they will go, because that's when you know they're in focus. Because like if you focus on a bokeh ball in the background of a bird, it won't be a bokeh ball anymore. It will just be like glittery water or something. So yeah,
you see, I told you it wasn't just luck, and you didn't just point it, and I told you.
And that was 8 minutes. So around about.
8 minute exposure.
Like 2 seconds longer.
Yeah, David, why don't you? We had a real discussion, didn't we, about the young winner? I mean, Tomasz, from Tomasz Konk's Big Tricks from Hungary. I mean, what a talent he is, and he won 5 rounds. So to sort of beat some of those images, this is pretty special, isn't it? Because that young man's a real talent.
Yeah, I think for us, this image summed up what the competition is about, which is about art, within the world of nature. And I like images like this, where when you first look at them, you're not really sure what you're looking at. And it's just so striking. And the composition, the nice diagonal there, and I think everything about it really caught everyone's imagination when we were discussing which one should win.
Oh, it's just an extraordinary image. That's what I mean. Judges really like things that surprise them, and I think this surprised everybody. And it sort of almost, it was like, I said it, I think, when we did the awards for the category, it's like almost like Lord of the Rings, isn't it? The sort of elves, Lost Lorien or whatever it is. It's got that sort of feel about it, hasn't it? So,
yeah.
It's an amazing image. Vic.
Yeah, I mean, it just really, to echo what David said, I mean, as judges, we're always looking for something that really kind of blows us away, but also makes us stop and think. And this is one image that just did both. It's such a stunning piece of artwork, as well as, a really well thought out and executed photographic image. And it does make you think about what you're actually looking at. And I think, it's just so different. And you could kind of see all kinds of things in there, like little magical fairies or, constellations or whatever. But it does stop and make you think. And I think that's just really what kind of blew us all away when we saw it.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm going to stop sharing that screen, lovely as that picture is, because then we can bring D'Artagnan bigger up on the screen. So let me just stop that for a second. D'Artagnan, fantastic image. And in fact, I'm going to show off again, because I'm going to put another little banner across the bottom. There we go. How about that?
Oh, thank you.
Awesome. little bells and whistles I can do with this new system. So
you love your new system, eh? I can just tell.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a little bit more flexible than Zoom. So let me just catch up on some comments, because I can see a few coming in. So let's just go through those. Okay, so Antonio says, hello, everyone. Good luck to all the finalists. All the photos are excellent and worthy winners. Well, here to that. This is, as I keep saying, that, somebody's obviously got to win, but that shouldn't take away from, a lot of the other images that were in this competition. I mean, the thing about photography is that it's an expression of what you see yourself. And you should, I think, celebrate that and be proud of that. Win or don't win, it's just a way of expressing yourself. So I think you should always keep to your own voice, and tell people what you want them to hear, or tell people what you want to say rather than what you want them to hear. I think that's perhaps a good way of describing it. But obviously there has to be a winner, and this is a very worthy winner for all sorts of reasons. So Meredith Winus, that's your
my
aunt.
My mum's sister.
She says yes, and says congratulations to my amazing nephew. Yeah, absolutely. And Lukasz Jablonski's on. Congratulations, D'Artagnan, he says. Claire Desano, an outstanding image from the young category, absolutely. And Claire was the editor of Wild Planet Photo Mag, and now does all the social media for WildArt. So thank you to her for all her hard work this year in running all that side of things for me. She's done an outstanding job growing those channels. So thank you to her for that. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you, Claire. Where are we? And Simon Runting says, hello, Simon. Well done, D'Artagnan. You're a glowing star.
Oh, thanks, Simon.
I'm guessing you two sort of know each other on social media, if not in person.
I've met him a couple of times in person. We go birding sometimes.
Yeah, good stuff. D'Artagnan, well, should we leave the last word to you? And
you have to put the pressure on me.
Put you on the spot.
I just big thank you to all the judges and for winning my image, and congratulations to all the other winners for winning the category, and they're all amazing photos.
It's a brilliant image. Well done, and thank you for the support for the competition. And don't forget, 2022 is going to be open tomorrow. I'll tell people a little bit about that later on. So we're it's all opening for next year soon. So D'Artagnan, it's been lovely to talk to you again, and well done on a brilliant image again. That is something pretty special. So I'm going to just stop this banner a second while we say goodbye. Can't go on all night. No, very, very, very well done. It's an incredible picture, and no doubt we'll be talking to you again, I'm sure. As the months and the years go past, if you keep coming up with pictures like that, that's for sure.
Congratulations again, D'Artagnan.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well done.
Right, what I'm going to do is just going to remove you. You'll go backstage this time rather than being kicked out of the meeting so unceremoniously as happened before with the Zoom. So you can choose to hang around, or you can, go and do your thing. But I'll pop you backstage again. But it's been.
I can leave if I like. I don't have to.
Yeah, you can leave if you like. Yeah, rather than me forcing you out. Well, who knows? If you stay to the end, maybe. Maybe maybe it's a nice parting shot if you're still on. So
okay,
anyway.
I'll sit around. I'll just sit around.
Yeah, okay.
I've got nothing on.
All right, lovely to talk to you, D'Artagnan. And well, if you stick around to the end, maybe we'll have a quick word at the end. But anyway, for now, goodbye. Let's just
fine.
say
thank you.
Goodbye. Okay,
cheers, D'Artagnan.
Okay. Oh, what an amazing picture. I mean, they were all stunning images. I mean, no wonder we had such a hard time sort of, breaking those down and teasing out a winner. But, oh, my word. This sort of brings us on to Best Portfolio. And to be honest, this was probably the easiest decision out of all three, simply because there was one gentleman who was smashing the ball out of the park in virtually every category that he entered. I'm going to run through some of the stats just to tell you how well he did. We did 10 top 100, so that's 1,000 pictures. This man had, where are we? Oh, I tell you what, don't forget to talk about, I will talk about D'Artagnan's conservation cause as well in a second. Out of 1,000 images in the top 100 over the 10 categories, he got 49 pictures in there. So that's nearly 5%. It's just incredible. He got 2 silver awards. He got 12 highly commendeds, and he got 8 commended images. When I look through, I was doing the index for the book the other day, and when I look through the amount of pictures he's got in the book compared to, you know, the next nearest person, I think he's got something like 17 images in the book. I mean, it's just an incredible performance, and these were all things that were very, very different in style and technique. It was just an amazing thing. So let me go to my banners again, because he can't be here, unfortunately. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to announce, I will share some of his pictures, and then we'll play a video from him. But so, where are we? Get there in the end. So, winner of the WildArt Photographer of the Year Best Portfolio Award is Csaba Doroxi from Hungary. So many congratulations, Csaba. That is an amazing performance over the course of the year. So many beautiful, beautiful images, which we'll take a look at now. So cheers to you. That's an amazing, amazing performance over the course of the year. So let me share a screen with everybody. If I share that one, this is just the selection of some of the pictures. Hey, there we go. So as I was saying before, I was so rudely cut off by my internet service provider, who I shall be having words with in the morning. Csaba had it, the standard of his photography and the variation in the things that he produced in this competition was just simply outstanding. I mean, from drone shots to macro to black and white to to all this sort of stuff. He's just got this amazing eye. And let's just flick through some of these just very, very quickly, and then I said, unfortunately, he can't be with us, but with my internet issues, it's probably maybe he knew that was coming. But anyway, I'll flick through these quickly and bring them up on the screen. So everybody can see them in all their glory. So I tell you what, let's if I might be able to, yeah, there we go. I got rid of us all, so you can see all the pictures without us obscuring the screen. But so the drone stuff here. This is from color. Again, this is from color, but a macro shot. I mean, what amazing eye to see these sort of details and see these sort of compositions. Incredible color again. Again, color. He did really, really well in the color category. Again, another drone shot, but completely different from the first drone shot that we saw. And of course, you'll remember the mallards as well from Wet, where he had that, where he had sort of half ice and half. Half unfrozen lake, and he'd use those textures of the ice and the ripples on the water beautifully. But another amazing image from him here. This is the image I was talking about from Wet. Again, another image from a hide this time. Beautiful reflection on that goss. You'd be pleased with that, David, wouldn't you?
Just have one come down at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. You were saying, yeah, is it still coming?
I've got goshawks in the wood, but they're not coming down.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I've got them in the wood here as well, but you hardly ever see them. Hear them all the time, actually. Mm. Yeah. Very distinctive call. And then in light, nice use of light. In fact, reading the story on this is the shadow of his legs. He's just opened his legs slightly to let that shaft of light through. How clever is that? And then from black and white, you'll remember, or monochrome, you'll remember David.
Yeah.
and backyard. I think this was backyard, or anyway, no, motion. This was from, again, another amazing image. And again, this is sort of a strobe effect flash. So this is yet another different type of photography, and then again from motion, a panning technique. So you can see, the standard of and variation of photography, and a very, very well deserved award. So let's bring us all back up. How do I do that? So let's do that by clicking. Hold on, over here. Get my mouse in the right place. So yeah, an amazing set of pictures. He sent me a video, so I'm going to play that for you now. Hopefully it'll work fine. Yeah, it's there. So I'll play the video for you now.
Köszöntök mindenkit, Darószi Csaba vagyok Magyarországról. Nagyon sajnálom, hogy nem tudok élőben részt venni egy ilyen fontos eseményen. 52 éves vagyok, egy kisvárosban, Solcsvadkerten élek, és ott is dolgozom egy általános iskolában. Földrajz és testnevelés szakos tanár vagyok. 30 éve a hobbim a természetfotózás. Sajnos a munka mellett nem sok időm jut erre, csak hétvégén vagy az iskolai szünetekben tudok ezzel több időt tölteni. Nincs kedvenc témám, mindent szeretek fotózni, ami élményt ad, és szép képet tudok róla készíteni. Szerencsére olyan helyen lakom, ahol nagyon változatos a természet, és nem kell messze utaznom a jó témákért. Nagyon örültem az év elején, amikor megtaláltam ezt a fotópályázatot, igazán jó ötlet volt ezt megvalósítani. Magyarországon 2010 óta már működik egy hasonló pályázat, és azt is nagyon szeretem, ott is sikerült már sokszor nyernem. Ott annyiban különbözik a rendszer, hogy állandó témák vannak, minden hónapban több tagú zsűri van, és pontszámokat kapunk a képekre, az év végén pedig az a győztes, aki a legtöbb pontot gyűjtötte. Ez a rendszer is nagyon tetszett nekem, minden hónapban izgatottan vártam az eredményeket. Úgy látszik, sikerült eltalálnom a zsűri ízlését, mert szinte minden témában jó helyen végeztek a képeim. Volt sok képem, amit korábbi években készítettem, de olyan is, amit az aktuális hónapban. Nagyon örülök, hogy sikerült elnyernem ezt a portfóliódíjat, és gratulálok mindenkinek, aki eredményesen szerepelt ezen a pályázaton. Magyarországról és több természeti fotós barátom is részt vett az idei szezonban, és ők is elég szép sikereket értek el. Remélem, a jövő évben még ismertebb lesz a pályázat, és még többen vesznek részt rajta. Én már nagyon várom. Mindenkinek további szép estét és kellemes karácsonyi ünnepeket kívánok.
Well, congratulations to Csaba, because that's an amazing. Let's just get rid of that. That's an amazing, amazing set of pictures. Amazing set of pictures. So let me bring everybody back up again. Sorry. Just so consistent throughout the whole course of the year. I mean, that was just the easiest choice. I think out of all the choices we made. But so congratulations to Csaba. That's an amazing set of pictures. Well deserved award. So
yeah,
congratulations
well done, Csaba.
again. Let's just have a quick look at some of the comments. The last one's from Alan James about you singing a song, Vic. So you still haven't sung us a song.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Okay, sorry, Alan. It's not. It's simply not going to happen. Vic's not in the mood for a song. You need another drink, Vic.
I'm on the water.
So that brings us on to our, basically our overall winner. So I'm going to try and share the right screen this time, and let's go through. In fact, I'll tell you what I have got to do. I've got to go back onto the internet again and bring it up. Oh dear. So let me just do that, and then we can go through. Quickly. So if I go in here, We can go through quickly all the individual category winners. It was, let me just think, I'm trying what it was. Where are our winners? That's the one. Okay. So, if I bring that screen up with you now, let's go through the 10 category winners and just remind everybody, who won what as we went through the year. And obviously we had to choose sort of one of these 10 images as our overall Wild Art Photographer of the Year winner. So I'm going to share this screen with you now. So if I share that, that should come up for you now. So you'll remember Marek Mirzdziewski's lovely image of the marbled white butterflies from Wet. Adam Stunkel's amazing barred owl from Space. I mean, what an incredible image. We'll run through these. In fact, let's bring them up full screen now. So that's Marek's image of the marbled whites. Adam Stunkel's image. Let's just hide that. Adam Stunkel's image of the barred owl in Space. Then Trey Anfield's amazing gorilla image in Eyes. And then Puma's from Amit Eshel from Connection. And then this amazing picture from Bernhard Schubert of a cockroach and fungi spores from Light. And then Reg Piper's lovely rainbow spider's web from Abstracts, which you'll remember, of course, Vic.
Yep.
And then Csaba Tokoli's incredible image of whale sharks from Monochrome, which obviously you judged, David.
Indeed.
Jan Pieker, who won Backyard with this Balkan anemone. And then Mo Murad with these elephants in motion, another amazing image. And then finally, Jan Pieker again in colour. I think probably it was a good job he didn't enter more categories, because he did really well. He picked up bronze in this category as well, and he has some lovely pictures of raccoons. You'll remember. So he did very well. So we had to pick a winner out of that lot, and it wasn't an easy choice, was it?
No. 2 hours later, we were still discussing.
2 hours later,
we
were indeed. Yeah. But a winner we had to pick in the end, and a winner we did pick. But there were so many amazing images in there, and for so many different reasons. And it was incredibly difficult to narrow these down. But as I said, we had to pick a winner in the end, which we did, which is an amazing image. So the winner of Wild Art Photographer of the Year 2021 is Csaba Tokoli with the amazing whale sharks image. Now I'm going to bring Csaba on for a chat, but David, just run through while I bring Csaba in what made this image stand out for everybody.
Well, I was particularly pleased this one because it was my
it was your category.
Category. So that was nice. But there was lots of things going on here. Just the whole dynamic of the image, and I think the fact that this probably works a lot better in black and white than it. I haven't seen the color version, but I can imagine that this works better in black and white than in color. But yeah, you can look at this image for a long time and see different things in it. And as I say, we like the dynamism of the shark on the right there, and the one perfectly placed in the middle, and the small fish on the fins. Just so many things about it that really caught our eye.
Oh, it was such a nice balance, such a nice flow to this picture. I think with that sort of vignetting all the way around the outside. drawing you into the center. As you said, that shark on the right is perfectly placed. It's a perfect shape, curving back in again. You've got those two boats either side of the shark in the middle. So there's some storytelling going on here, and we'll get onto that in a minute. It's just got everything. There's such depth to this image that I think that is why it rose to the top. And we chose this as the overall winner because it did so many things. It ticked so many of those boxes that we wanted to be ticked. Basically, it's a storyteller. It's an artful image. Yeah,
I think when I was judging the black and white section, when you're looking at hundreds and hundreds of pictures and flicking through and spending a few seconds on each, when you finish that first process, there are always a handful that stick in your mind because they spring out at you as being something different. They've either an unusual angle or something about them that has that you've retained. And I can remember after I'd gone through my first sort of trawl, there were half a dozen images that just sprung out as being contenders, really. And then after much discussion, we chose this as the winner for our category. And then after even more discussion in the final round,
it was a bit of discussion. Yeah,
it took top honours. But
yeah.
I mean,
it just does so many things. I mean, when I look through, I see the entries come in, and it's down to you as judges to select your favourites. But of course, I always see. There are always images that I earmark and I think, oh, I know that's going to do well. I know that's going to do well. And this is definitely one of those. You saw that and you think, well, that's got to do well, hasn't it? That is going to catch people's eye. Definitely that image. And of course, that's exactly what it did. So let's have a chat to our winner. Csaba, apologies for the internet issues.
No, it was fine.
I'm going to have serious words with my provider in the morning. That is for sure. But anyway, we had a backup plan, which is always good. So I'm now running on 4G. It seems to be. Hopefully, cross fingers. It'll. I don't get a great signal here actually, so if I'm crossing my fingers, it'll hold out until we get to the end. So apologies for that.
Be sure to plug your phone in the mains.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm running through a wireless dongle, so yeah. Hopefully, we won't have any battery issues either. So apologies for that, but many congratulations on the award for an amazing image. Tell people that there's a real story behind this picture, and we'll sort of come on to that because you sent me some other images which I will share with people. But why don't you sort of give people a bit of background to this image? Tell them how you took it in the first place, and then perhaps sort of give a background story to the situation that you found yourself in, and the reason these animals are here in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Yep. First of all, thank you. I'm very happy with the choice you made, however long it took.
It took a while.
I'm happy with your choice, very much so. This image was taken in the Philippines. It's an image recorded underwater during diving at a special location in the village of Oslab. And it's an operation which locals do there. You can dive with the whale sharks, and you can even snorkel with the whale sharks. On this image, you can see the protagonists of the story, the whale shark in the center, and there is a fisherman who is feeding the animal on the right top, and on the left side is a boat with many more people. They're just jumping in the water. The other tourists who travel from all places. It's quite well known in the Philippines as well, and over the world. Quite a few places, or only a handful of places where diving is allowed with these gentle giants. They're the largest fish on Earth. These fish on these images are not that really big. They are 5 to 8 meters long, I guess. They can get much bigger than this. The camera is looking straight up, so the vignetting is coming from the characteristics of the lens. It's a 10mm lens which is used. So basically only the center part of the image gets light, and the other sides of the images are dark because of the optical characteristics. I was doing also snorkeling with these guys. I was also doing diving with these guys. I took shots topside. I also wanted to make some drone shots. I had my drone with me, but it's not that easy to get permits for it, and I didn't want to do flying without permits, so I had to resort myself to diving, but it was nice anyway.
Well, it kind of worked out, didn't it?
Yeah. It was a very twofold experience. Firsthand, it was great being there and having the opportunity to meet these animals from in such close vicinity, and on the other hand, when you read about different opinions about this operation, it's kind of twofold, because I've read at a lot of places that the behavior of these fish are changing due to them being fed. They tend to stay longer at this spot, and thus their migration is a bit delayed, which is not good for the system they live in. They are protected. There are very strict laws under which you can do diving and snorkeling. You may not touch the animals. You may not get that very much near them. Lots of heavy fines are at stake. Even imprisonment is at stake as well. It's very visibly written out, and when you're briefed for the diving, they are quite frank on this thing. So there are lots of rules to be obeyed, but you will see on the images that I've sent you that this place is really, really crowded.
Yeah. Well, we'll come on to that, and I'll share some of these images with people, because it's, it sort of paints a, when you see it from this angle, you don't appreciate actually what's going on. And when you sort of look at some of those images you sent me, you then realize, what sort of potential impact this activity could have. I mean, whatever we seem to do, us humans, we all seem to have this impact on wildlife. And it tends to be negative rather than positive. So on the one hand, you've got a good thing that's happening, but basically these animals aren't being slaughtered anymore, because the locals have realized that they're more valuable alive than they are dead, because of the revenue they can generate through tourism. But the very action of encouraging people to come and see them and feed them is generating this problem, this delay in migration, which is going to affect them, in another way.
Yes, but let's give them. That's not that fine, but let's give them points for making this change, this shift in the mindset. And there are lots of studies going on, and lots of scientists are working at the area, and probably they will figure out what is the best balance. Yeah. For the environment. So I think in due time things will be okay. Every start is a bit rough and edgy, but let's give them the.
Well, I mean, at least they're not being killed, are they? I mean, that's the thing. If you kill it, you've got no chance to bleed, have you? It's a much better outcome.
Option for them.
Absolutely, yeah. But this is a cracking image. We've got Gail back on as well, by the way. Sorry about my internet connection, Gail. You'll remember all about that, of course. The first live we did, my internet just completely. Anyway, I will resolve it somewhere or other. But yeah. So Gail, you because you'll remember this image, of course.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's an incredible image. Right. Csaba, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with
just a few words about David talking about the color version of this image. Underwater, when we want to have color, we have to use strobes. light, red light, and other elements of light get dissolved quite fast, quite soon. So if you want to add color to your images underwater, you have to light it. In this case, the shark is a bit far from me, hence it's small in the picture. No chance of any light getting there and back to my camera. So you would need like an atomic bomb to light this scene. So everything is basically in blue hues. So in this case, color does not work.
No.
But of course, black and white adds this drama to the image, which is needed for that impact.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is what we're going back to what David was saying right at the start. There's, monochrome should be adding something to the image, not taking it away. And in this case, that's exactly what's happening.
And I think it should be used for purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you want to tell with it?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not just about trying to turn a mediocre image into a good image, because it never works that way. It's got to be a great
the second life of images.
Yeah, yeah. What I'm going to do, let's share with people some of the images you sent me, sort of with the surrounding story. So if I bring those, let's bring that down. Let me bring those up. Where are they? I think they might be here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is what you sent me. I'll bring these up. So,
okay.
I think the first one is obviously. So this is somebody snorkeling.
Yep, this is one of the guides. Every group which gets in the water gets a local guide, and he is showing the perimeters on how close you can get to the animal, and of course he's watching for the benefit of the animal, so no one touches it and no one gets too close. Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on.
And you can see even in this image that the water is not that clear, so there are lots and lots of little particles and floating bits around. So it's quite difficult to find a situation where the water is clean.
How deep are you here, Csaba, when you're diving? Because it looks really close to the shore, so presumably it shelves off quite quickly there.
Here I'm just under the surface because you can see the reflection on the surface. So it's just a few centimeters in that, not much. The winning image was like from 5 to 10 meters depth, not too deep, that one also.
Okay. And then this is obviously one of them approaching you.
This was a closer encounter. Sometimes you cannot choose. So if the fish turns to go right at you, it will not attack you. It will not charge you. It will just gently swim by.
Yeah, I mean, what a beautiful animal! What an absolutely beautiful animal.
Beautiful details, and the scientists can identify each and every animal from the pattern of spots. On the back.
And presumably this is it feeding.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Let's bring it on to. So this is the situation that you find yourself in when you actually arrive. Yeah. I mean, David's reaction there is just like it's quite surprising when you see that amount of people. When you sent me this image, I thought, my word, that's very surprising. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really crowded operation, and the guys there are working very hard to keep things under control. So in the boats you can see the snorkelers heading out. They all have these flotation vests on, these orange vests, and these are our tanks on the shore. We are getting ready to go underwater.
That's amazing. Okay, let's move that on, and I think one's similar one is next. Hang on, where are we? Yeah, there we go. So it's presumably just loading the boats up with people.
Loading the boats and doing briefings. You get like 3 or 4 briefings before you get in the water. So rules are communicated quite understandably.
Okay.
So everyone obeys them.
Knows what they're doing, and it's cooling off, presumably. I guess it's quite hot.
Yes. Quite nice temperature there.
Yeah.
And you can see it's the side, the feeding.
Yeah. Sorry.
the feeding site is not far off the shores.
So this is obviously one of the boats. Presumably this is the guy that's feeding, is it?
Yeah, this is the guy feeding the fish. Lots and lots of scraps of bycatch and I really don't know what they are feeding. I think bits of other little fish and
because they're filter feeders, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah. So it must be sort of small particles that they're feeding them. Yeah. Okay. I think that's the last image, isn't it? Well, let's stop sharing the screen, and then we can bring you up bigger on the thing there. That is an amazing image. Very well done. There are just a couple of comments. So Anna Alves says, "Congrats, Csaba, well done." Brad James says, "Hughes, congrats, Csaba, outstanding image." And Josh Galicki, of course, another one of our judges, says, "Congrats to all the grand prize winners." So thank you, Josh. And if you want to pop by and say hello, I'll see you arrive. Anyway, Csaba, amazing picture, very well done, and very well done on winning our very first WildArt Photographer of the Year. It's crowned a really fantastic year, which has seen some amazing images. So many congratulations.
Thank you very much, and thank you for.
Yeah,
thanks.
Well done. Yes, absolutely. Mine's nearly empty. I was hoping for a refill, but should have nipped off, shouldn't I?
And thanks for all the hard work you guys put into this competition. So judging like 10,000 images, my man.
Yeah. Well, the good thing,
unbelievable numbers.
Yeah, the good thing about it was, as I've said in a few of these, is that doing it over the months, it means that we can look at a smaller selection over a longer period of time. If you see what I mean, it's like 1,000 pictures a month, as opposed to having to, do it all at the end, which is a big loaf of bread to eat all in one go.
1,000 images per month, I think that's quite a loaf.
Yeah, it is.
So,
but it
kudos
does allow that. It does allow that sort of proper scrutiny, I think, and it because that's what I was always sort of concerned that we give people people's work, because this is they put their heart and soul into this. It is their art, and you should give them, everybody, proper scrutiny on their pictures. They've paid their money, they've entered, they deserve that proper process, and that's what I hope we've been doing this year. So that was a sort of major concern. Csaba, what I think I'll do is D'Artagnan's still backstage, so I'm going to bring him back in again, because I'd like to have a chat with him, and you both together. Josh has just arrived as well, so let's bring D'Artagnan in. Let's bring Josh in, and
I can congratulate D'Artagnan here. Congrats, D'Artagnan.
Really you too.
Hi, Josh.
Hey, everybody! Congratulations, D'Artagnan. Csaba, congratulations.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Thank you.
What I was going to have a word with D'Artagnan about and didn't was that part of the Young Award is, of course, the support for a charitable cause of the winner's choice. So we collected the fees that were collected during the process from the young entries amounted to, I think it's £245 or £250, something like that. And we're going to donate that to a conservation cause, which is the choice of our winner. So we sort of swapped a couple of emails, didn't we, D'Artagnan, about this?
Yeah.
So tell people what you are hoping to support with this cause, and I think it's a very worthy one because there's quite a story behind it. So why don't you share that with everybody?
Should I announce it?
Yeah.
Name and everything.
Yeah. Go for it.
So I would like to support the New Zealand Fairy Turn Charitable Trust, which is a conservation cause that supports the critically endangered fairy tern, which is endemic to New Zealand. Well, I think that's a subspecies of fairy tern, because there's also fairy tern in Australia, but I think this is endemic subspecies, and it's very endangered. There are only about 40 birds left.
Yeah, I was reading that on the website. Yeah.
And they're only in a small portion of like the coastline on the east coast of like northern New Zealand, and there are only a couple of beaches where they nest. And then there's the people that don't know about them, or they don't know that they're endangered. That, you know, they drive on the beaches and everything, and they walk around, you know, and they disturb the birds and all that. So, yeah.
Yeah, Gail, you
That's
know all
what
about
it-
this, of course, with your piping plovers.
Yeah, same idea. Well, our piping
Yeah.
clubs are doing well though, and we have a lot more than 40.
Yeah,
But
yeah. But I mean, the issues are the same, aren't they? With people encroaching on the beaches, driving on the beaches with vehicles, dogs off the leads, and all this sort of problem. That you know, it's all an issue for ground nesting birds. You know, so it's a really big issue. So 40 birds. I mean, that's got to be one of
Yeah.
the rarest birds in the world.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
We have, well, as well as the humans impacting them, we've also got the introduced pests like stoats, rats,
Yeah.
and all those that were never naturally occurring here. So our birds don't really have any way to like protect themselves because they like don't know. They haven't adapted to like predators.
No, exactly.
So,
Well, I think you've got us to thank for that,
yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah. So most of our birds are endangered or critically endangered from all these rats and stuff that just go and decimate all the nests and everything.
Yeah. No, I think it's a very worthy cause. I have emailed them. They haven't come back to me yet, but
Oh,
I have emailed them for you.
Sweet.
Because again, one of the other things that we'd like you to do, if you can, is to produce a sort of photo documentary story, you know, on that sort of conservation cause that you've supported over the course of the coming year, and then perhaps we can come back at this time next year, and we can share some of your pictures with everybody, because I think, you know, part of this competition, it's not just about, you know, winning money and prizes and that sort of thing. It's about encouraging people, and particularly with the sort of younger element, it's about encouraging careers. And whether that's photography, whether it's conservation, whether it's a mixture of the two, then if we can give, you know, somebody like yourself, you know, the opportunity, you know, to sort of get started in that area, then you know, that's a great legacy to be able to leave. So, you know, I'd really like to be able to do that. And I said I have emailed them. Let's hope that they, you know, we can organise something with them where you can have some sort of access where you can do that. Because I think you know, it's not only about money with these causes that we've seen throughout the course of the year. It's about raising awareness as well. And something like, you know, WildArt and the press coverage that it can gain, I think can be a very, you know, very powerful thing. I mean, £250 is, you know, can go a long way.
That's about 500 New Zealand dollars, I think.
Yeah, so it's about it's about
Maybe,
two to a pound, I think.
Yeah.
So, you know, it goes a long way, but so does that exposure. You know, because we're bringing it to an audience that perhaps wasn't aware of this situation before, and that's very important as well. So, yeah. Let's see if we can sort that out, and let's see if we can, you know, we can get you back next year and share some of your pictures and that hopefully what will be a, you know, successful story. So anyway, I thought I was going to do that, and I got so caught up with my internet issues and everything else that I kind of slipped through the net. So I'm glad you're still here, and we can talk about that. Josh, you've just arrived, and what a year we've had with 2021, and some amazing winners we've got as well.
Yeah, it's incredible. And, you know, watching the images, the gold winners from each month, the youth category and also the adult category, just brings me back through the contest and some of the discussions that we've had. And it's really been spectacular. And I think the quality of the imagery is just through the roof, and excited to see what comes in next year, frankly.
Yeah. So this is the next conversation is 2022. I've got my work cut out, but I'm determined to get that up and open tomorrow. So the new entry system is done, and that's all ready to go. It's just a question of me changing, the rules. I've got to put up the new rules for 2022. There are a few changes, not that many, but do make sure you have a good look at the rules before you enter again this year, because there are a few changes. And obviously just change some of the web pages around. So that's kind of my job for tomorrow to get that sorted. But I'm hoping by sort of 6 p.m. GMT, that'll be up and running. So a couple of comments to catch up on. Ben Pullett says, congrats, Chava, lovely winner. And he's clappy hands after that. Rebecca Nason, hi Rebecca. Another one of our judges, of course. Congratulations to the winners. Huge applause to Chava and D'Artagnan. Love judging such high quality imagery and with such a fun, diverse range of photo judges. Yeah, it was fun. It was a long meeting, but it was fun. And Jeff Simpson says, greetings from Andalusia, fabulous images, and David, that one, fabulous library. Oh, David, that one, fabulous. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've read them all.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you know what he's talking about. Eli Porat, you'll remember Eli, he with the great white egret image from Motion, the young winner from Motion. Congratulations to the winners. So, well, congratulations to you, Eli, for a great image for Motion and for winning that category. So, it's been. Well, apart from my internet issues, which my sincere apologies for, and well done to everybody who sort of stuck around through that and clung on in there, with the hope that I'd claw my way back onto the into cyberspace, which I managed to do, thanks to a 4G connection, which seems to have held out. Chava, well done, amazing image. Well done for being our first winner of WildArt for 2021. D'Artagnan, amazing picture, which would have done well in the adult category, I can tell you. It would have done. It was a comment that was made by a lot of the judges. Fantastic image, very well done, very well deserved. Thank you to all my judges this year. So to Vic, to David, Josh, to Gail, to Andy, Rebecca, Peter, Yari and Kaiser, and anybody. Who have I forgotten? I've actually forgotten somebody. William, of course, William. Sorry, William. So thank you to all my judges this year. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you on this. And of course, you're all sticking around for next year, which is great. We've moved some of the categories around. We've changed one or two. We swapped one or two out as well. So have a good look through the website for those. I guess really it comes down to what have I got left to throw your way. It's really just an outro and sort of to thank everybody who entered the competition this year. Look out for the for the opening of the next competition tomorrow, so hopefully 6 p.m. ish GMT. If you haven't already ordered the book, then please do go onto the website and order yourself a copy of that. That is just about to go off to the printer. Running the final checks in the next couple of days, so that'll go off to the printer before Christmas. I'm hoping that will be arriving late January, early February, sometime around there. So make sure you go onto the website and order yourself a copy. And then it's really just a question of, a Merry Christmas to everybody, Happy New Year, stay safe. Obviously, we're going through a pretty rough patch again with the latest variant, so I hope you all stay well. Guys, hang around for a second. We'll have a quick chat after we finish up. But I'll play an outro, and I'll leave everybody with a screen at the end, and we'll have a quick chat off air. But hang around. But as I said, Merry Christmas, everybody. Stay safe. Happy New Year, and don't forget WildArt opening hopefully tomorrow 6ish. So thanks very much for watching, and enjoy the outro.